The call came while I was standing in her boutique, surrounded by silk and mirrors that told expensive lies. Unknown number. I didn't answer. I watched my wife across the room instead. The way her smile snapped into place when a customer walked in. The way it vanished the second their back turned. A receipt printer hummed. A drawer slid shut too quickly. My phone vibrated again. Still unknown. I let it ring. I always did now. Nothing good ever came from voices that didn't want to be known. She laughed, too loud. Her laugh had changed. It used to land softly like it belonged to me. Now it ricocheted. I caught my reflection in the mirror behind the register. A man standing in plain sight. Invisible. I already knew the total she rang up was wrong. I already knew the numbers didn't match the inventory. I already knew where the missing money went. What I didn't know yet was how cleanly I would end it. The phone stopped ringing. Silence returned. That's when she looked at me. Just for a second. Long enough for panic to flicker behind her eyes. People think betrayal explodes. It doesn't. It leaks. Slow. Patient. Like a crime scene that keeps talking after everyone leaves. 18 months is a long time to live beside a stranger. I measured it in small things. Passwords changed. Phones tilted away. Perfume worn on days she never used to care. She said it was for herself. That was the first lie I documented. The second came with the bank alert. A transfer she couldn't explain. Then another. And another. Small enough to hide. Large enough to matter. I told myself there was a rational answer. Businesses struggle. Marriages drift. People make mistakes. I told myself all of that while memorizing her routine. Tuesdays, she stayed late. Thursdays, she showered twice. Sundays, she was suddenly spiritual. I never accused. Accusations warn people, I observed. The affair revealed itself the way rot does. By the smell before the sight. A name appeared in her phone records. Not saved. Repeated. I said it out loud once when I was alone. The sound of it felt practiced. Intimate. That's when denial stopped pretending to be hope. She wasn't careless. She was confident. She thought love had blinded me. That comfort had softened me. She forgot who I was before her. Before her, I built things that survived audits. Before her, I learned how to count without being seen. I became methodical, not angry, focused. Phone records first, then financials, then time. I learned how to reconstruct days from receipts and GPS pings, how to read gaps like confessions. She came home and talked about fabric. I nodded and tracked hotels. She kissed my cheek. I memorized license plates. Inside, something dark pressed against my ribs. Not rage. Precision. I treated my marriage like a ledger that didn't balance. Every lie got its own column. 18 months, 71 hotel visits. One shared account drained in increments that added up to $101,000. I slept beside her while the evidence stacked quietly in the cloud. No confrontations. No tears. Only preparation. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal. It was the realization that she never feared me losing her. Only losing access. That's when the strategy formed. Divorce papers drafted, accounts frozen, evidence duplicated, and one final detail. Location. She loved her boutique. It made her feel powerful. Seen. I decided that was where the truth should arrive. I handed her the envelope like it was a receipt. She didn't understand at first. People never do when their illusion collapses. "What's this?" she asked. I said nothing. She opened it. "Read." Read again. Her face drained slowly, as if blood was embarrassed to stay. "How did you—" Her voice cracked. "How did you know?" I leaned in, just enough. "I treated your affair like a crime scene." Silence. Then the sound of something breaking that wasn't glass, she cried. Not beautifully, not convincingly. She said my name like it was a shield. I stood there calm while her world inverted. I slid the printouts across the counter. Transactions, dates, photos. Her hands shook. I felt nothing. That scared her more than shouting ever could. The calls started 3 days later. 71 missed calls when she saw the photos. My villa in Switzerland. White stone. Clean lines. Silence you could buy. She didn't know I'd moved money years ago. She only stole what I let sit close enough to grab. Then my daughter-in-law called. Her voice sharp. "Entitled, if you want to join Thanksgiving," she said, "come wash the dishes." I smiled. "Enjoy," I replied. I hung up before she could understand the weight of that word. No explanations, no defenses, just absence. The divorce finalized quietly. The affair partner disappeared when the funds did. Justice doesn't need witnesses, only timing. People ask if I'm angry. They misunderstand the aftermath. Anger is noisy. I'm quiet. I wake up where no one knows my history. I drink coffee without checking my phone. I trust my silence. She lost more than money. She lost the narrative. I didn't crush her with force. I let the truth do it. And when I finally stopped thinking about her, that's when I knew I was free.